Hello.
Hello, Big Joe. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I can hear you. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you're audible. You're audible. Firstly, thank you very much for joining us on this session here today. Really appreciate it, and we acknowledge your presence over here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here. Super happy to, talk with you guys at CCU podcast. Excited about the topic and, what we are going to do here. And thank you so much for having me.
We really appreciate it, and no problem. So, actually, we're very sorry about the video. We're actually supposed to do a video today. I also am actually supposed to do a video, but unfortunately I can't due to some some unknown difficulties that popped up. But that you said what?
I said it's not a problem. We can still, push on with the audio.
Yes, absolutely. That doesn't actually stop what we're meant to do for today. So I actually just said your name. I mean, some of the audience may actually not really know your name very much. So, Big Joe, can you give us a little bit of info about you and what you do in the Web3 space?
Okay. So, basically, I'm Joseph Nsien, but I'm popularly called by, Big Joe. And also, basically, what I do in the Web3 space is that I'm a career person, right? I'm a human resource manager, and I'm actually building an academy where I teach young people, especially focusing on young Africans, how to, get tech jobs, right? That is what we are building at the Void. And looking at that, right? I'm on a mission personally. It's my mission to onboard 1 million Africans into the tech job space so that they can compete internationally in the tech job market, right? That is what that is my mission, and that is what I'm trying to implement through, Web3 and also through being empowered by cryptocurrency. So that's just a little bit about me, as a person. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Joseph, and aka Big Joe, because everybody, I mean, on the Twitter space over there, we all know you as Big Joe. So thank you very much for the brief info. I'm also Casting, and I am the host for CCA Podcasts. Over here, we actually just do a little bit of crypto talks, a little bit of Web3 talks, and a little bit of airdrop talks also. So let's quickly cut the chase. We're actually going to be talking about the benefits of airdrops in Web3. I decided to pick this topic because of the current, the reason why I actually picked my topics is because of what's actually currently happening in the crypto space. So that was the reason why I decided to tackle this topic. So our topic is benefits of airdrop in Web3. Before I actually start, with this topic, do you actually think it actually falls in the right place or in the right time? I mean, at the right appropriate time, I'm picking the topic, or it's just like a void?
Okay, so when you're talking about the, where the topic falls right down, I would say it's kind of the perfect time, right, to pick this topic, because I would say the past 3-4 months, there have been almost at least 4 or 5 airdrops that have happened, and this is literally one of the best times to talk about it.
That is true. I must say also, it's what you have just laid down for us. So I won't lie to you, because I think recently I, as a person also in the normal Web3 space, I recently claimed an airdrop from Arkham. I mean, the ARKHAM. I mean, those ones, they decided that, okay, just for me signing up and using, I think I used the platform once or twice. And at the end of the day, I started, I was able to claim around $300 and something without doing anything. So I was surprised. I mean, and when people saw this, it even gave them more morale. But before Arkham, we actually had Arbitrum Foundation. We had some other airdrops that have actually been coming for a while now.
Yeah.
So, that was when, over here in Nigeria, see, we actually have to say the truth. Everywhere is not it's not easy for anyone. Like most people out there, they're always just looking for means to like get this thing or to make this money or something like that. But at the same time, over here in Nigeria, we also have the same thing we call greediness. They would see this type of thing and they'll be like, okay, I have claimed a little bit, but they will go back there again and they'll still want more. Like that spirit of wanting more, I must say, it's in us Nigerians, and that's also one of the things that actually doesn't make us back down. So, the topic again, benefits of airdrop in Web3. So, sir, over to you. Like, what do you think of this topic, and like, can you actually give us a quick view about the topic?
Yeah. So, for just maybe in this podcast, like, to buy a newbie, right? So let us first of all start with what airdrops are, right? Basically, I know some of them might have seen these, what are airdrops and airdrops all over, especially on X, right? So basically airdrops are just marketing strategies used by most crypto projects when they come to distribute their tokens to their users for free, right? To their members, to their community members and the users for free. Yeah, so mostly airdrops are given to early adopters of the project. They use it to also create like vibes around the project, to create awareness and to just create hype around the project, right? And also airdrops looks like a way to promote decentralization, right? So talking about the benefits of airdrops to users, right, and also to the project at large. So basically, I would say airdrop first and most important. I would say that airdrop really helps, push out the crypto adoption, right? A lot of people that are in crypto today, if you ask, out of 10, at least 2 or 3 came into crypto because they heard about an airdrop that happened, or they saw an airdrop post that happened on their timeline. Because you would accept with me that these airdrops, right? These airdrops, when they happen, it's always all over Twitter, right? It will be all over X, X as they call it now, right?
Yes, true.
And so that is the first thing that the benefit of airdrops. They pull in large crowd of new crypto users, right? That is the first thing. It helps to spread the crypto gospel, helps to spread the crypto awareness. Now, the second benefit of airdrops is that it helps to, help young people, newbies, or basically new adopters of cryptocurrency to have something to start up with, especially in this part of the world, right? Especially in this part of the world, I would really emphasize it on Nigerians.
Yeah.
A lot of people that have built something today built it out of the money they got from airdrop. I know a guy that started his keke. I mean, he does business in keke because of airdrop money.
Wow.
So he got payments. Some bought land, some put it into various investments, and they started their life, right? And they are doing so well today. You look at the likes of BMS, of Digitech, yeah, that's his name. Today, they are massive in this industry. Why? Because of airdrops. So airdrops really help, these new adopters to push out there into the crypto market fully, right? Because they will have some sort of funds within them. And another thing about airdrops, would be that the hype around airdrops. Airdrops brings about entertainment or excitement. I mean, I cannot imagine cryptocurrency without airdrop. I mean, I'm trying to imagine it now. It's not coming. I mean, it's that thing that makes this industry exciting. I mean, what is going to be the next airdrop, right? What project is going to give the next 10K, give the next 5K like Arbitrum, give the next 10K like Akram? No, that's where the excitement comes in with airdrops, right? It makes this industry exciting. And lastly, yeah, airdrops are very important in order to, reward the early adopters of a project, because, it's not easy to, stand by a project when the project is just starting out, right? It's not easy at all. And, giving them these free tokens, giving them these things so that they are rewarded for their commitment to the project is actually very amazing, right? And it helps build a strong project and helps build a very loyal community. So that is what I would say mainly the benefits of cryptocurrency airdrops.
Okay, thank you very much, Big Joe. I really, really appreciate it. Especially the points that you clearly emphasized. You said Nigeria in particular. Well, I won't actually lie to you. Airdrops was one of the major reasons I actually joined cryptocurrency from the start. When I actually joined, then I think in the year 2019, 2018, I joined because of mainly about this Telegram clickbot. So back then I was actually still in school, and I was like, okay. Someone said you can actually like send like all this. They were showing us all this like big money withdraw proof. Knowing that most of it then was just like if a flamboyant how to actually put it, it was just like a fake withdrawal proof, because if you're actually doing most of all those clickbots, then you would actually have to do this for a year before you can actually make up to $20 from this clickbot. So it was pretty painful and stressful. I think along the run step, I actually like gave up. That was when I actually like left cryptocurrency. I think I had issues with my phone. So before I actually later came on back into cryptocurrency in the late 2020s, yes. So I now started doing the real airdrops. I mean, Telegram airdrops. Most of all these crypto projects that they'll decide that, okay, they'll give at random, then they'll select your wallet address, something like that. But I noticed something, about right now in the Twitter community. So people are actually like alarming something that airdrops will not actually allow you learn. Like, will not actually allow you learn cryptocurrency. You won't learn anything. The only thing you're going to be learning is just how to like make quick money. But I have noticed that these airdrops and the terms that actually place alongside with the airdrops would force you to learn about cryptocurrency one way or the other. So there's no way you will be learning. I don't know how far you want to like how do I put it? How you want to like avoid it, but you actually eventually have to learn about the cryptocurrency one way or the other. So that is also something I've also said about this thing. So Big Joe, I'm sharing my screen right now from Investopedia, and this is their own definition of crypto airdrop. I don't know about that. So do you think like as a newbie, as a crypto newbie, because this podcast is mainly for those that actually like just joining cryptocurrency and those that have been in cryptocurrency, in Web3 before. So do you think that as a newbie and you are actually like farming for airdrops, the paid airdrops that you actually have to interact with different certain wallets, do you think it's necessary for those that are actually newbies? Them investing their money for an airdrop that is not really sure yet. You using like $50 in Ethereum, transacting here and there, the transaction fees, those things like that, instead of you to use the money for something else. So do you think this is necessary for newbies?
Okay, so it really depends on the kind of newbie, right? they are newbies and they are newbies and they are still like, everybody, they say, I'll talk in pidgin because me, I like to be free. You get they say people pocket, they different. You get so if a pocket can take you to, literally pay for these things, right? Go ahead and, pay for it and do this airdrop, run the funds and actually do the airdrops, especially when it comes to cross-bridge airdrops that you have to bridge token or, interact with their, smart contracts and protocols and all of that. If you have the funds, yeah, it's cool for you to go ahead and do it. But if you don't have the funds, focus on the ones that, that are free. Like we have a lot of free airdrops, on CoinMarketCap, airdrop channel on CoinMarketCap. You can see a lot of them there, right? So you just build your funds from there. They say you need money to make money, right? If you do it free and start building a little cash, to get the big ones, those ones that are you need to interact with the protocols, right? You need to spend as well because it's just how it is. Do you get? It's just how it is. So it depends on the person's pocket. If you have the funds to go ahead and do it, then it's totally fine for you to do it, even as a newbie. But if you don't have the funds, just pursue the ones that are free, the ones that you don't have to spend money on, because actually where do you want to get the money to begin with? So like the recent one that is on Twitter that is totally free, so you don't need to spend any money, and you run up with it. Yeah, so that's what I think about that aspect.
Okay, thank you very much about that. I mean, you actually said it all. You mentioned most of it. Now, if you're actually looking at my screen now, I'm showing something that is indicating crypto airdrop scams. Now, recently, I can't actually mention the platform, but I actually engaged in a crypto airdrop. So the thing is that they're actually giving people points and some other things like that. So at the end of the day, they were like, okay, they wanted to launch a coin. They decided to have a pre-sale. So, I mean, where people actually get to buy their tokens. So they actually had this pre-sale. People bought this token and did everything like that. So they decided that, okay, for those that did an airdrop, they would do a token vesting for them. So they'll be unlocking it little by little. So this is what they actually proposed on doing. Meanwhile, we were like, okay, this is going smoothly. I mean, they decided okay, they will award people the airdrops and some other things like that. They made around, I think, $1 million from the token sale. So after making this amount of money, then okay, we're actually about to okay, let me say they actually did it on Monday. Then they were supposed to launch on an exchange by Wednesday. I didn't notice that the first exchange they decided to launch on was on Uniswap. I mean, most of them were actually choose to launch on a centralized exchange for as the first process, but they decided to launch on Uniswap. Then the next thing you are seeing is that okay, they launch and okay, there's a little bit delay of the liquidity add-in. When you are buying the token, they automatically send it to your wallet instantly, right? So they actually have to add liquidity before you can swap it or perform trades on it. So they said that they have a separate liquidity provider that we should wait, something like that. So we waited. Okay, now add liquidity, let us trade. Would you believe that at the time that that they distributed this airdrop from the token sale, it was worth 3,500 and something. I mean, I actually made $100 investment, so it was worth 3,500. So at the time we were actually supposed to do the DEX trading, on Uniswap, launch fully. They said that some people had already created a liquidity. That since it's on Uniswap, that anybody can create liquidity, that they started trading it, they started selling it. My $100 investment, after them adding liquidity, went all the way from 3.5 that it actually went down to 15. It even hit a 0. Now, tell me, if we're actually looking at this, they first started up as an airdrop. Now, how would people be able to know this from a scam? Because these people, I mean, they were actually like influenced by lots of crypto influencers. I mean, big crypto influencers. At the end of the day, they carried out something like this. I mean, and they even had an NFT sales on OpenSea. I mean, they were actually having like over how many holders, and I was just so displeased. But I'm just asking in case for people that, I mean, most of all these newbies that they are like, okay, buying pre-sale might get me some quick bucks. So what is your say on this? But please, before you answer this, I would like us to like start the next session, so we just like have that one in as the answer from the next session. I go.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Hello,
Great.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can actually hear you now. I was about to even send a text. So, from the question I actually asked the other time, I hope you can like recall it. So we just proceed with the answer.
Yeah, just make an overview again and like a short description of the question again. Yeah. So
Okay. Okay. So, what about let me give it in a short form. You know, you said we have different type of airdrops out there. For instance, what if you're actually having an airdrop? I mean, they've decided that, okay, they will do an airdrop for people, but they decided to have a token sale for those that choose to invest in their projects. And after doing this token sale, I mean, this is as a talk from experience, they eventually like rob. So would you advise people to like invest in projects that are actually doing airdrops? I mean, would you advise people to invest in their token sale? Let me start from there.
Okay, so token sale is actually when the project sell the token, right, for a lower price than what you would get when it goes to exchanges, right? So you have private sales, you have public sales, and also you have when it gets to the exchanges where you buy at their listing price and price that the token has gone up to because of its volatility. So now what we have to understand, the first thing is it's very important to be able to do your own research. You are held responsible for the money you spend in this space, right? You are held responsible for it, and you should be responsible for the money you spend on the cryptos industry, right? Now, the first thing you have to understand is, one, right, if a project should tell you, okay, in order for you to claim your airdrop, pay this, that is a pure scam to begin with. That's an obvious scam. Why would you have to pay to claim your airdrop? That is a pure scam. Secondly, right, if a project is doing a crowd sale or a seed sale or a public sale, it doesn't mean that the project is a scam project. That is one thing. Project that have performed, most projects that have performed public sales that have performed airdrops have actually performed their public sales, right? They have performed their public sales because that is on using the public sale is where they have the funds to actually provide liquidity on exchanges, right? Because when you want to provide liquidity, you provide in stables and also in the token you're taking into the liquidity pool. So because a project is doing public sale or whatever, it doesn't mean that the project is a scam project. So it is your choice to choose to participate in their public sale. If you believe that you buying this token cheap during the public sales and it actually lists on exchanges, right? And and you get to sell it, you're actually going to make profit. If you have done your research, you look at the team, you look at what they are building, and you know that, okay, this is going to be a profitable investment, then there is nothing holding you from making your investment. If you have actually done accurate and you have done real deep research. And you should understand that, even with research, it doesn't always go the way you want it to go. So it's a risk that you're taking, right? And so you have to know your risk tolerance. You have to know how to put what you can afford to lose. That is first. So most projects that will give up airdrop, they normally do their pre-sale, they normally do their public sale, they normally do their private sales, right? I think all except it's maybe, and yeah, basically all projects that would do airdrop, right? They normally do these sales. So another thing would be, it is your choice as an airdrop hunter, right? To choose, do I want to invest in this project through their public sale or not? Or will I just wait and get the airdrop by participating in whatever they need you to participate in order to get it, in order to get the airdrop? Let's say like a DEX, right? A DEX will decide for you, in order to get the airdrop, you have to, perform swap on your DEX, you have to do the testnet, you have to perform bridge on your DEX so that you might be able to qualify for the airdrop. Maybe another project that's not a DEX might say, okay, in order for you to get the airdrop, or you have to, like register on the platform, you have to share the platform, you have to refer people and whatever. All of those things are free to perform. You can choose to do it instead of actually buying their public, their token sale. So it's all a matter of choice. So basically, what you're comfortable with, your risk tolerance, go ahead and do it, because this industry is not just about doing one thing, right? If you want to make money, you have to milk it everywhere. I'm a big partaker myself. I'm a big partaker in public sale. The only thing I hate about public sale is, the fact that your liquidity is going to, your token is going to be vested for a particular period of time. You get a small percentage on the launch day, get some percentages, monthly or 3 months, based on the project and based on the vesting period they have. But that is for the safety of the project, right? They put this vesting period so that they don't get dumped on by their holders, especially by their early adopters, those that buy into the public sale. So that is totally understandable, right? So I love, investing during the early stage of the project, but it's something that you have to decide for yourself, because the project can go down to zero, right? Before you even get 100% of your token that you buy unlocked, project can go down to zero and you'll be in a loss, right? So all of these things are risks that you take when doing investment. I mean, if it's not risky, it's not going to be that profitable, is it? So that's just it when it comes to investment. You take the risks and you bear the consequences, either profit or loss.
True, that's true. Thank you very much, Big Chill, for your insights on this. So I'm actually listening to every detail you're mentioning. I also picked something now. You said, like for instance, DEXs that actually choose to do airdrops, and they're like, okay, you have to interact with this, you have to do this, you have to do that. In the types of airdrops, we actually have we have different types of airdrop. I think according to Investopedia here, we have the standard airdrop, we have the bounty one, we have the holder, and we have the exclusive and the raffle. I touched on this raffle when I said I joined Telegram. I mean, they will actually like give it on a random base or something like that. But like just shuffle in the addresses and some other things like that. Then the bounty airdrop is when you're actually like supposed to do tasks. They give you certain points. The holder one is that possibly you have to like hold a certain amount of crypto. Let's say for instance now, let me use Vinu coin, Vita Inu coin as an example. Vita Inu is a crypto meme coin inspired by Doge. I mean, recently this is actually about like an airdrop they're about to do now. I think the snapshot has already started. Vita Inu coin said that okay, they decided to like launch their own chain, Vinu chain. So this Vinu chain is an EVM inspired chain. So what they just have to do is you have to hold a minimum of $10 before you can actually like get this airdrop from the Vinu chain, because the Vinu chain, the coin from the Vinu chain is different from the Vita Inu coin. Vita Inu coin is represented as Vinu, but the Vinu chain's coin is VC. So they plan on awarding people that are holding from the Vita Inu side, I mean, around $250,000 of airdrops to people, both their NFT holders and things like that. Now that is an holding airdrop. While exclusive, it's like, let me say for a private group now, then decide that okay, we'd like to give an airdrop and some other things. Now, I mentioned like 4 types of airdrop. How does the DEX's own come in? Because most of these DEXs now, imagine like, I don't want to mention names, because imagine you are interacting with a platform and essentially you are running on Ethereum as the main network for that platform. and you're performing a transaction just because you want to like accumulate airdrop points. I mean, you will need the airdrop. Then you're transacting, then they remove like $50 in total as a transaction fees. And you are using, because you're an airdrop hunter, you are using like 20 wallets, 50 times 20 wallets. That's around like $100. Just because you're trying to like hunt this thing. Do you think it's right? Because normally, most of these platforms, they are meant to be used. But the only reason they are actually having this high people on them is because of the airdrops. So, I mean, those that are actually farming for airdrops, apart from the other people that just performing trades and other things like that. Do you think that the airdrops they actually like give to their users is at the right amount? I mean, looking at the amount of transaction fee they are collecting from people, because it's high, and they are making money also from this. Just like the way we also plan on making money. But at the end of the day, we are on a doubt. They might give or they might not give. Imagine after wasting a lot of money just trying to like interact with them, and at the end of the day, you're getting nothing. So what would you actually like say to people at this? I know we actually want to like discourage people. Or what would you say to people at this point? Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Well, when it comes to this thing, this is what I like telling people. Now, these crypto projects is basically someone's business. You have to understand that at first. It's basically their business. And some of them, they don't even promise airdrop, right? They don't promise airdrop. Some of them don't even promise airdrop. People assume that they are going to do airdrop because, some sort of, relations, right? Some sort of relations with, or affiliations, or some sort, resemblance with another project.
Okay.
And, it might bring this hopium that, okay, this one is going to do, right? So, people go there and farm for airdrop and later get disappointed. Because some of these things will clearly tell them that we are not doing airdrop. But people will take it that they just don't want us to farm the airdrop. Okay, don't want us to farm all of that because of the opium around it. So you have to understand that this project are people's businesses. They want to make money as much as you want to make money. They are making money off you and you're making money off them. So it's selfish and selfish, right? They are selfish, you're selfish. In order to reward your selfishness, they give you token, and you also sell their token back in order to reward your own selfishness as well. And they collect your transaction fees or collect whatever they need from you, your hype, your attention, you spreading awareness about them, bringing in more users, And that is it. That is the business world. It's all about selfish people finding a ground to compromise and build a bridge. It's very funny, but it's true, right? So when these things happen and you don't get rewarded, right? It's a different case when the project promises airdrop and at the end of the day, they don't deliver, or they make it so strange that, regular people cannot participate because there are projects like that. There are projects that when you want to participate in the airdrop, you would literally spend up to $200, $300, bridging. You are not even bridging on the test net, so you're participating on the main net and using real cash in order to get airdrop. And at the end of that, you will not even still get rewarded. And there are some that you will have to use, because some people want to make a whole lot of money out of airdrop. An example is there was a project on Arbitrum that, the project did and their airdrop, and someone did, I think the person did over 40 wallets. And at the end of the day, when the project realized what had happened, this holder was holding almost a very high amount of their supply, and it transferred all the money into one wallet. And he was ready to dump it on the project. So these projects are very careful of how they do airdrop distribution, because if that holder releases all the funds from the wallet, the project is gone. Like, it's literally gone, because it is going to dump their token and there's no picking it up back, because the moment that amount of this thing
Okay.
dumps,
Okay.
every other holder is going to dump.
Okay. Sorry, Big Joe. I actually want to enter the spot where you just talked now. You know, in every tokenomics of, I mean, the roadmap or tokenomics, yes, the tokenomics of a project, a crypto project, they separate the tokens. When it comes to airdrop, most airdrops that are actually being done, they are either like 5% or 3% or like 10% of the total supply of the crypto project. So, do you actually think this is right for the project? That, I mean, when they actually do this distribution of the airdrop, then after people sell, the project runs very, very low. Do you actually think this is the right do you actually think the project is strong? Because it's just 3% out of your total supply. I mean, the other supplies are there. Why are you going wrecked? Or let me actually use the word wrecked. Why are you going down? I mean, why is your price, your initial price, going down below the normal level just because of 5% from your total supply? Do you think this is right?
Okay, can you rephrase the last part, right?
Okay. So what I actually meant was that, okay, for instance, now we have a project with a tokenomics, then they're like, okay, the distribution of the way they want their coins to be is let's say 50% for this, 10% for this, 20% for this, 5% for marketing, and 5% for airdrop. Now, after the initial supply of everything, then they decide to do 5% of airdrop. How come when they do this distribution of the airdrop, just the 5% can drop the whole remaining of 95%? Why? Why would that actually happen?
Okay, so this is why it's like that. Now, even if they distribute 5% of their token on airdrop, right, they provide liquidity into the exchanges they are listing on, right? That is one. So when they provide liquidity into these exchanges, there's what we call buy and the sell pressure. And when the sellers are more than the buyers, the price goes down, right? Now, why this happens is that when they provide liquidity, they might provide, most of these projects might provide 500K, these projects start off with 500K, some start off with 1 million, 2 million, whatever the capacity of the project. Now, when someone holding a large amount of that token, or even if not a large amount, but someone holding a particular token, let's say the person holds at least 100K worth of that token, and the person sells it off, and it's like selling off $5,000 worth of the token. Now, what that causes is panic. $5,000 worth of that token is being sold. People holding $10, $20, $50. What will happen? They are going to sell, because they would assume that, okay, maybe the team are big holders are trying to dump their token. And imagine $1,000, $10 selling, or $1,050 selling. That causes more pressure and more panic. And before you know, the entire holders will start dumping their token on the project, and it's gone. Right, so that is why they are very careful with their distribution, right? So that they know that they are very careful with it, so that they don't have this kind of large dump. Because after every airdrop, after the moment they just airdrop, comes a dump, and it's up to the project to know how they are going to how do I call it, going to mitigate this risk of dump after the airdrop is done, and so that the project can still kick further after the dump that happens. Because personally, all airdroppers, when they get the token, it's to dump it on you. At least they will dump 50%. That is just it. You cannot blame them. Even I myself, I'll dump 50%. All the rest and call it not back.
That is funny. That is funny and quite the talk. I mean, that is the basic truth. Let's look, for instance, I don't know if you remember of Uniswap. Uniswap has an official coin called Uni. I don't know if you know when they actually did their airdrop.
Definitely, I was around.
Good. Now, did you notice the way, like, the mechanism they actually used to do this? Everybody was already thinking that, bro, these people are scam. Like, what? Like, I was also in the group then. I mean, that was actually the moment I was not taking airdrop serious. I just took my mind off it and left there and dropped that wallet off guard. Then from there, I don't know if I heard that, wow, they actually did a distribution. I mean, and people were like claiming over how many wallets were actually able to claim. And at the end of the day, those that just like gave up and the other things like that just felt sorry for themselves. But do you know that when they did this airdrop, then their initial and whatever market price, I mean, market cap didn't drop. They were still maintaining like a perfect structure that, okay, this is the way our market is and this is the way everything is going. Okay, let's leave Uniswap out. Trust wallets themselves, I mean, the Trust wallet that is now enclosed with Binance, they did, and I think it was a referral program. I won't call it an airdrop. Trust wallet tokens, TWT. Then I would proudly say I did multiple referrals with I didn't even actually have a phone then. I borrowed a phone. I did over like 10 referrals. But unlucky me, the wallets of these 10 referrals, I just kept on throwing them away because I was doing it for just one wallet. So I accumulated around like 1,000 TWT then. Then at the end of the day, they were like, okay, they want to list. Then me looking at it, they started at an initial price of around 0. something. So that 1,000 I was holding at that time was worth around $1.64. I think I can remember also. I gave up because I was like, after doing all my referrals and everything, I just sold it to someone in the group. And the lady was like, she was not Nigerian. She was like, why are you selling? Why can't you hold? I said, no. She said, and I didn't even have any transaction fee to send this. I just sold it with the wallet and everything. She took it up. That same week, I think it was on Friday, that 1.64 hit, I think, around $800 of that my holding. That 1,000 I did everything. It is $860 something dollars. Mm-hmm. So would you actually say, like, imagine this scenario? I mean, them actually doing this, and they kept on going up from there. I think from 800 they hit around 2. I mean, that holding I was holding, I mean, let's just say 1 TWT hit around 2 point something dollars from around 0 point something. Imagine, look at that. Now, would you actually say that for most of all this farmer, because most of all these airdrop hunters, they don't know anything about holding. Most people don't know anything about holding. Like, learn to hold, no matter what. Stay with the project. Would you say that, or how do I put the question? Would you say that, okay, it's actually good to hold no matter what, or would you say is right to hold all your basket? I mean, all your eggs in one basket, or you can like distribute your eggs across different places. I mean, don't hold all the coin with all your money. Like, put half or put quarter. No matter what it wants to pump, let it pump.
Okay, so what I would say is, I would tell you never to get attached to a particular project, no matter how big the project is. Don't get attached to them. That is just the basic truth of surviving in this industry. No token you should get attached to. When you invest in what you can tolerate to lose. That is it, right? Invest in what you know your risk tolerance. I've said it before and I will say it again. Know your risk tolerance. Invest what what you can afford to lose. Now, if you are holding a particular token from an airdrop, me personally, I will tell you, at least take out profits and use and settle your life. Take it to USDT. Hold the rest. If you want to do Moonboy, you can hold the rest till wherever. But to know what you want to do, know your risk tolerance. If you know that if this token that you just gotten, at least maybe you get $1,000 from the airdrop, and you know that you want to hold it, can you risk waking up tomorrow and knowing that someone has dumped this project and you lost the whole $1,000? If you cannot bear that risk, what can you afford to take out and lose? if you take out $800, can you afford to lose 200? Yeah, if you can afford to lose 200, keep the 200 there. If you can afford to lose 500, keep the 500 inside as that token. If you can afford to lose 800, keep the $800 and take out $200. But please take out something. Except you are so rich that you do not even need that 200. You can move the 100 and send it to me. Let me use it at home. But you understand?
Yes.
You send it to me. I'll use it at home. But if you don't need it, so I need to take out something. You understand? Take out something and make yourself feel all right, especially in this country. Make yourself feel all right, and you can afford to lose the rest.
Okay.
But don't be something that when you wake up tomorrow and the project is gone, you start blaming yourself that why did I not take profits? That is your business, because that money was in your wallet looking at you, telling you take profit, and you're the one thing I want to be a diamond hand. So
okay,
look what you can afford to lose. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for that one. So, we're actually already rounding up. I mean, the time is already fast spent, and we have just a few minutes left. So, one of the major reasons I decided to name this topic, airdrops and some other things like that, was because of TipCoin-Eth. I mean, TipCoin-Eth is actually currently trending right now on the Twitter space and on the airdrop community side. People are really farming them. I mean, I think the recent airdrop that they did, some people were actually able to make, I think, around 1,000, hundreds, and tens also. Let me put it that way. So, what is your thoughts on TipCoin-Eth? Before we round up, let's actually use them as a closing remark.
Okay, so I really love what TipCoin is doing, right? That's one thing. They have a perfect strategy and executed it rightly. Although I'm not participating in the TipCoin myself, but I really appreciate what they are doing, because I've seen the amount of opium around TipCoin, the amount of money people have took out of TipCoin, especially from the Epoch 1, right? And I think Epoch 2 claim would be today or tomorrow. I don't really know about that. And this Epoch 3, that is it's like the entire Nigeria, it's literally farming it, right? So what whoever wants to participate, it's very important to know that, to know one thing when it comes to, airdrops, when it comes to, opium like this, right? It is only a scam when it's proven to be a scam. I think this was said by Crypto Wealth. So it's only a scam when it's, said when it's proven to be a scam, especially when you have nothing doing, right? Farm it. Anything that comes, as long as you know that there is a possibility of you earning from this thing, right? Don't let anybody tell you, this one is this or this one is this, because you're looking up to the person, right? I tell you, don't farm this token. See, don't listen. No, I'm farming. I have where I'm getting my money from. You understand? Don't have anywhere you're getting your money from, or your account is zero. Please go and farm it. You don't know if it will give you the next $500, the next $5K. Literally, Digitech that made, I think, up to $50K just because of doing Akram. Who knew that Akram was going to do that? I faded Akram. Like, I saw the post about Akram. I think it was a tweet that Akram was undergoing, cut this thing, and I just concluded that the project is dead because of the lawsuit. People were still farming it. If you wanted to do it, and I come and tell you don't go and do it, say if you don't see what, you could have just lost it like that because you listened to someone, right? So when it comes to all this free money, as long as it is free, you're not spending any time to do it. Please farm it with your life. Do anything you want to do to get it. If it works out, fine. If it does not work out, fine. You did not lose anything. It's just your time that has gone, right? And what would you even do with that time to even begin with? What were you doing? You were watching a movie. So use that time you were supposed to watch a movie and farm that thing, right? So that is what I would say. That if you're doing tip, double down on it, tip people, get the tip, whatever you need to do, and, just get the payment from it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I mean, for the word of encouragement. Something I also noticed about. Okay, I think you can hear me clearly, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Something I also noticed about Tipcoin Earth is that I think it has actually broken the Twitter algorithm because, most people are saying that, okay, the Twitter algorithm, I mean, there's shadow ban everywhere. When you post, people actually not seeing your post on Twitter till, I mean, on the Twitter crypto platform, most people are not seeing it. They're not engaging very well with it. But I noticed that, I mean, I noticed of someone that has actually been shadow banned for a while. Then just one comment that, I mean, one influencer actually did for this person, it actually broke the algorithm and broke the shadow ban like this person has actually had for a while. And ever since, I've been seeing thousands of impressions under the same person and hundreds of comments. So this is also another way to bypass the Twitter algorithm that says, okay, if you do this too much, you get shadow banned. If you do this too much, you do this one. It increases your interaction. I mean, I must actually give it in for the Tipcoin Earth team, especially this, because right now it has actually been trending on the Twitter space. That Elon Musk, I mean, NFT God has been passing messages across about this, about the Twitter algorithm, what they did to it, what they did this, what they did that. And Elon Musk also has been, he has not stopped. I mean, he has kept on pushing in and how he will make Twitter a better place. Because I remember few years back. No, what am I saying? A few years back. I think last year, I tweeted something about something, and it was contradictory. Then immediately I got my account locked, and ever since then I got shadow banned. But I noticed earlier I think like last month, the shadow ban was removed just because of I tweeted under NFT God and I had my shadow ban removed. So these interactions is increasing. I mean, it's also creating awareness and it's paving way for us. I mean, if Tipcoin X can continue this and like crash the Twitter algorithm, I mean, you might actually even get a shout out from Elon Musk. Who knows? Because Elon Musk will be like, from the first time. I mean, this is one of the biggest, I would say, the biggest accounts that has actually received one of the most engaging interaction that is not botted, real people. Because look at the comments on that Bitcoin S. I mean, look at the first post they made. Around over 7,000 comments, real people, legit people that are just saying, okay, tip me, that are not botted in any way. So it's also creating way for interaction and creating way for getting more engagement in the Twitter space. So that's what I actually have to say about Tipcoin X, and I would also tell people continue farming. I mean, continue tipping, continue interacting, continue gaining those points. I mean, those just keep claiming them, accumulating them. One way or the other, you are eventually gain something. But before I close, I mean, I know that you actually we're not interacting with this, but the recently Epoch one that they did. I mean, some people were like they partitioned them as bots. I mean, they claimed their accounts were bots, so they were not able to give these people the tip that they actually farmed for. So do you actually think is normal or it is not normal? I mean, which English do I want to use? Let's just use that one to wrap up.
So with that, well, I really don't know, how to, comment on that really, because it is left for the team. That is how I'll put it. It is left for the team to actually, decide how they want to, confirm the participants of their drop, right? They might have a way that the system that you are using to flag accounts, all of these things are through, algorithms and codes. And sometimes codes, algorithms that is being written are ruthless because they are only doing what they are meant to do. An example is an algorithm that will say any Twitter, participants less than 500 followers should be flagged a bot,
Mm.
or any followers that is followed by this account should be flagged a bot, or any bot that is being followed by accounts that have more than 10 or 20 accounts following the person that they don't have profile picture or they don't have bio should be flagged a bot. Or Twitter account doesn't have a bio, you should be flagged a bot. They can use any algorithm to make their statement in order to check bots. And an innocent person, maybe did not put up a bio or has a red flag account following you, right? Especially now that Twitter algorithm is very ruthless, right? So that people don't fake the impression and all of that to get Twitter rewards.
That is true.
Resulted in all of this, some account being flagged bots, or maybe the kind of engagement they had, and it all depends on the way the team programmed their algorithm to check out the participants of the drop. So that is what I would say, right? So you might actually check your account and see and maybe look for other people that participated as well, that maybe has the same followers and gotten the drop, and you see, okay, what did this person know, or how is this person's account was this person shadow banned, or were you shadow banned, was this person not banned, all of those stuff to try and make sense of how the Tipcoin algorithm is working to actually pick point. But some people say it's because of the wallet, that some wallet had no transaction, right? That is why they. So you also, do well to actually use a wallet that, perform some transactions in the wallet that you want to participate with. At least send $5 in, send $5 out and use it, or send $5 in and use it, right? If you lose it, it's just $5 or $1 or $2, you're good to go. So that is what I would say. Just listen, jump into all these Tipcoin spaces and kind of listen to the experts that are talking, people like BMS, people like Altcoin Daddy, Coin, and all the rest, and see their point of view on this, and actually leverage on that.
Thank you very much, Big Joe. It has actually been an amazing session so far. I mean, we've actually even exceeded our 1 hour limit, so I'm so sorry for crashing into your time. So it has been an amazing session again, I must say. Really enjoyed every bit and every moment of this podcast. Really talked at length, and I also know that the listeners, the people that are actually going to be watching this, have been able to learn one or two things, one way or the other, about airdrops and the do's and don'ts, types of airdrops, and some other things like that. So once again, we appreciate you for joining us here today, and we also hope to see you some other time. That's if you're not gonna be busy, but we'll also be checking in from time to time, and possibly we'll be bringing you back on. So it has been an amazing session. So Sir, do you have any closing remarks before we just end the space?
Okay, so my remarks would be on this. It was an amazing space. I really enjoyed the discussion. I love talking about topics like this. So my remarks would be like, just I will tell you one thing. This space, they have a lot of opportunities in crypto. A lot of opportunities in crypto. What you should do is to participate, be an active participant in this industry. If you want to make money off in this industry, you should be very active, participating in all trends, because you do not know which trend is going to pay, right? You don't know what will pay. So actively participate in all trends, and be very careful in terms of your security. Know that you're not really using your main wallet to participate in some of these things, so that you don't get hacked, right? And be very open to jump into opportunities, be very open to participate in trends, and just do it. Do you, right? Don't be a person for this space tell you don't do this, so it's not going to be. Please do it until after you do it and you say, okay, it did not pay before, and you move on. But when you're just starting out, please be able to jump on any airdrop you see. When you see this airdrop, jump on it. When you see these trends, jump on it. Milk it as much as you can. Don't relent, right? Just keep doing it. And one day, you also get your own airdrop. and it's going to be huge. It's going to be massive, and you're
Okay.
going to thank God for what? Thank God for crypto.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I think the space is about to end. Thank you very much again, once again, for joining us. It has been an amazing session. We hope to see you some other time, and goodbye.